Hey guys, thanks for checking out the Bucked Up Podcast. If you don't mind hitting the like, subscribe button, we have new episodes coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. This episode is sponsored by Exotic Roots Hydro, which I have to give a huge shout out to. They are a huge supporter of the podcast, and I'm really happy to be working with them. If you're ever in Rochester, New York, and you need to learn about any of your hydroponic needs, go to their shop. You can follow them at Exotic Roots Hydro on Instagram. Shout out their whole team. They have an amazing venue space. They're going to be putting on tons of events. Just make sure to follow Exotic Roots Hydro on Instagram. And if you're ever in Rochester, definitely stop by. Let's get back into it.
It was at this moment that he knew.
He bucked up.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you have fucked up.
You said something about Danny, like he had like
Yoy.
What is that? You guys always say that.
Yoy is an expression of joy. Yoy is a declaration of independence. Yoy is everything and nothing at the same time.
A declaration of independence. Those are big words for you.
Thank you.
I'm glad I finally knew what it meant.
Yoy.
I thought we could have a good conversation, fun, but instead, I think we need to have an intervention for whatever the fuck that demon sex game that Danny was playing was. We need to bring him in here and tell him to stop fucking chickens with dickheads.
I'm just going to thoroughly and totally agree with that.
That was the craziest shit That's why I asked you what games you were playing, because I don't know what type of crazy.
I mean, I'm like a dork. I like RPGs and like, you know what I'm saying, character development type games. I'm not into sports or games where you fuck demon chickens and stuff like that.
I'm not into sports games, and I'm also not into online games anymore.
Why?
People are too good. I don't play like that anymore.
So you hate getting wrecked by an 8-year-old Japanese kid?
Yeah, I do.
Talking shit the whole time. Get wrecked, pussy.
I used to be so good, but that's when I had nothing else to do. But the second anyone talks shit,
yeah,
I want to be like, you don't fucking know. And then I'll just play Witcher. I'll just play Assassin's Creed.
With The Witcher 3?
Yeah, that shit is fun as fuck.
I just finished the second playthrough on that game. If you haven't played The Witcher 3, even if you don't watch the show, highly the fuck recommend it.
Did you watch the show?
Yeah, I've actually watched the first 2 seasons. It's really good.
I didn't watch the second season, but I really liked the first.
It's really good.
People were talking shit about it. And
how?
I don't know.
There's violence. There's titties.
It was like, because I hated Game of Thrones. It was like what Game of Thrones.
Whoa.
It's like what Game of Thrones should have been, because it was funny. Game of Thrones is just boring.
My chest. Game of Thrones is the single best series ever. For me, I was emotionally invested in Game of Thrones, even though they killed like every character. Like you can't fall in love with any character on Game of Thrones. They all die.
It's just so like
good.
No, it's just, I don't know. It's like a shitty Shakespeare play with dragons.
But man, what? Don't talk about my Khaleesi like that, bro.
Yeah.
She's such a bad bitch.
I remember when that first season came out. I watched a couple scenes many times.
I couldn't believe when they killed Ned. Like that's what really hooked me into Game of Thrones. I'm like, well, it's not going to happen. There's no way it's going to happen. Then wham, cut his head off. I'm like, okay, so this is what this shit's about. Okay.
Has that ever happened to you before? I was like,
I've never been beheaded.
No, not that. Oh. But right there, I just went through. You asked about. You said something Khaleesi. I was like, I have watched many scenes of her.
Yes,
but like I've watched many hours of Game of Thrones, but I don't know anything about the plot.
I mean, it's one of those things like your first time watching The Matrix, you miss a lot of details. The second time, third time, you start to get the whole story. It's kind of like that with Game of Thrones because there's so many moving parts and so many different points of character development and small like mini stories going on along the main plot line. It's fucking fascinating. I'm not mad that you're a heathen and don't like it. It's okay. You uncultured fuck.
I just don't like British accents.
I'm British. I'm sick. No crumpets for you.
They don't even have to have British accents. They aren't in England.
But this is think about it though. Like literally, logically, back in the 1200s or whenever it was cast, there weren't white people in America. It has to be overseas in Europe.
That isn't Europe. When was that ever established that was Europe?
It looks kind of European. They actually filmed most of it in Scotland, if I'm being 100% accurate. Yeah.
Have you ever been over there?
No.
Would you?
Yeah, I got my passport. I need to pull up on my people in England. Apparently.
Oh yeah, you just did your 23 of me.
No, actually, Ancestry DNA.
Oh, sorry. It's like I'm sponsored. No, I'm not.
I feel like my life is a lie. I was raised to believe I'm Italian. I have the name of a fucking mobster. You know what I'm saying? And I'm British and more French than Italian. I'm shocked.
No Italian at all.
19%.
Did you tell your family?
Yeah.
Were they mad?
Mad? Why would they be mad?
Well, I thought
what's up with your fucking genetics?
Your mom is just making like spaghetti on the stove, meatballs boiling in the sauce, and you're like, I hate to tell you, we're not Italian.
Yeah, break out the tea. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, good times.
I could see you being British. You look like you could be British. It makes sense.
The more I think about it, yeah.
Yeah. Especially with the Adidas track. Did you buy that tracksuit the day after you found out you were British?
Forget about it. No, I stole this actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's still got the tags on it, and I'm hoping they don't pop.
It gets to get blue all over you.
Yeah. Good times.
When did you dye your hair the first time?
I
You
don't
pull
know.
it off great.
I think. Thank you. I think when I was like,
That's buzz.
I don't know, 15 or 16 type shit.
Oh, really? A long ass.
Oh
time.
yeah. This is my shit in high school. Like I used to rock a mohawk and change the colors and shit. And I rock a mohawk and change colors and shit.
Making music back then?
Yeah. More like playing in bands, playing guitar and stuff.
Like punk and shit.
Punk, metal, hardcore. Yeah.
You still fuck with that at all?
I mean, I listen to it, but I haven't picked up a guitar in years. I lost all my skills.
You didn't lose all your skills. You're making music.
Well, I mean,
You're
my actual instrument skills. I can't play a guitar or a bass to save my life. I can arrange some guitar.
Would you ever pick it back up?
No. I'm so in love with making beats and that whole process. I'm so immersed in it that, well, I mean, maybe one day I'll supplement it.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, but at this point in time in my career, I don't see a need for it. I don't have a desire to do that.
You don't see yourself as like a front man, like getting up on stage and performing in a band anymore.
No, not necessarily. And I'm not shy or have an aversion to being on stage in front of people, but it's just not really my role at this point. You know what I mean? I'm one of the background guys, even though I do have a bigger personality and I'm a little more outgoing, I feel, than most people in my position. I still know my position.
Yeah, but there's something different about like having that. And then like, there's something weird about someone who wants to get up on stage.
You think so?
Yeah, because I do it and I think it's weird.
Wow. The self-loathing is real.
I'm a stand-up comedian, 100%. No, but I do think like to be like a group of people look at me. You know?
I don't know. Some people are just very extroverted. You know what I mean? And that's their thing. And to each their own.
But you're pretty extroverted.
Yeah.
But you don't feel that need. I'm introverted and I do feel that need. I think it's a compensation thing.
That's a disconnect. That's why you feel like it's weird. Because maybe your personality type, like, I think it's good for people with an introverted personality type to stretch that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all about self-growth. So I think that's really good. Or like extroverts like me, sometimes it's good just to shut the fuck up and just be by myself and be quiet. You know, it's all about growth.
Well, I mean, you dive into your work. So that's not like, you know, that's a lot of self-reflection time.
Yes. Much self-reflection time. Yeah.
When did you start working like this? Like working crazy?
How do you mean? Can you dig in a little bit?
That was a bad way of phrasing it. I believe that like people make a decision one day to like take themselves as a professional. And when you do that, when you dedicate all your time to something, it has to work out. When you really do make, when did you make that decision?
I think what you're asking is when did I have the belief that this was going to end up being my long-term career?
Yes.
And I would say
that's a way better way. 6
or 7 years ago, I started working with a lot of different artists, and it just really made me believe that I can do something with this. So, you know, I was working a job, full-time restaurant manager, working 50 to 70 hours a week conservatively. And when I wasn't working at the restaurant, I was at the studio working on beats and just doing anything musical, you know what I mean? Or working on my connections within the industry. So 6 or 7 years ago, my work ethic and attitude cemented itself, and it's pretty much stayed the same. You know what I mean?
When did you leave the job?
I think like a year and a half, 2 years ago, like Lando had just, he called me one day and said, "Hey, can you come up to the lab? I want to have a meeting with you." I'm thinking I'm about to get signed or something. Like, I felt really excited about it.
Had you worked here before?
No. Danny had the spot up here and I had pulled up just to cook up once or twice. And, I'd met Lando and met Tron and all the guys and stuff. And mind you, this is before we even had boots. Like it was literally just like mic stands and a chaotic eyeball. And just like, it was kind of not all the way finished type shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But Lando called me up. I pulled up for the meeting and he said, how would you feel about being an engineer up here? And I told him like, I'd love to, but I don't know how to engineer.
Oh, you didn't even know?
No. And he's like, "Can you learn?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I put in my 2 weeks the next day.
Damn.
Yeah, literally.
That's wild. So you didn't even know.
Like I had a very limited understanding of Pro Tools to where I could, like when I was doing songs for a little while, maybe like 2 years ago, and I knew how to record myself, but I knew nothing about mixing or any of the shortcuts or anything. I just knew how to track my vocals. I'd never really recorded anybody else.
What do you think? Because people can go back and listen to my episode with Lando. He said that everybody needs themselves a Primo Beats.
He said that?
Exact words.
Wow. What a nice guy.
Yeah. So like what before all that, if you would only come here to cook up a couple times, what do you think was different about you? Like, why do you think he called you up and did that?
I honestly, I happen to know a couple people that like Lando was asking around because the studio was getting busy. Danny was the only engineer. He was getting fucking slammed, working nonstop. So Lando needed to bring someone else in. And a couple people recommended me. Like a Big Face Barry, for instance, FMBDZ's manager. Shout out to my bro. He put in the good word for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was just like, I was shocked. I was taken back, but it was, I knew immediately it was a big opportunity for me to really dive in and immerse myself. Mm-hmm. Best decision I've ever made.
You put your 2 weeks in the next day.
Yes.
Wow. Those 2 weeks. What were those 2 weeks like?
I had to train my replacement first off because I was a general manager. So I wasn't walking away from like a labor position. I wasn't a line cook. I wasn't a server. I was running the operation. So they had to bring someone in and I kind of, let them run with the training wheels a little bit the first week. The second week they had the helm and I was just there kind of working. But it was sad. Like I missed my crew. We had a really tight knit, like family oriented crew that worked really well together. Very, very positive, very gelled, just excellent people up there at Olga's on Washtenaw Avenue in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I definitely miss you guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were cool with it?
Yeah. What does it matter if they're cool with it or not?
It doesn't matter. No, you talk about them with love. Like,
oh, yeah. And
my last job ended a little
different.
A little different. So like,
did you give them notice or did you just say, "Fuck you"?
Nah, they fought. I've actually never talked about this on the podcast, but I'll tell you the story.
All right, yeah, come on.
I got fired because it was like a chain. I was doing media manager stuff and then I was also a floor manager.
Okay.
And the manager of the restaurant found out that with media stuff I was making more than she was, and so she went to the owner and kind of gave him like an ultimatum. Him or me? Yeah. And
how'd she find out?
Because she started going over they put her in charge of the money.
Oh.
And so
they put someone in charge of payroll knowing that people working within that payroll made more than them.
Yeah.
That's a complete lack of fucking oversight from ownership.
Exactly. And that was the last job I ever worked. And after that, I was able to go on unemployment because I got fired. And that brought me through quarantine. And then the podcast started. And then I was able to live off of the sponsorships from the podcast. So
you weren't busting no PPP loans or nothing like that?
No.
None of that. You ain't getting that good money?
No.
Man.
Is that how you got those 2 Cartiers?
I can't disclose, my clients where their income comes from. You go to Kroger to buy a steak. They don't give a fuck if you got it from selling crack or working a job or whatever in between. I'm Kroger. I don't care where the money came from, but I'll tell you what, for that summer of 2020, the money was flowing.
Yes, it was.
I had a client that normally bought beats on lease rights off of me, which is $80. He hits me up for a beat peg. He's like, I need these 3. So I'm like, okay, cool. 240. He's like, Primo, do you think I'm poor? I need exclusive license on all of these.
Jeez, a week ago.
So that 240 exploded to 1200. And it was just like, it was hilarious to me. I'm glad to take the money, but it's like, my word of advice to anyone that comes into any kind of large sum of money is don't fuck it off, bro.
I was just thinking, because I was offered some money and it didn't work out, which I'm happy. You know what I mean? But I don't want to go into details.
Oh,
you
man,
know what I mean?
The teasers.
But I was joking with my friends, like, I could blow this in one purchase.
How much money? You don't have to explain why, but how much?
Upwards of 50 grand.
Okay, that's a good chunk of change right there.
And it is, I could blow that on a car. Like,
yeah, like,
easy. And then I wouldn't be able to afford the monthly payments on the fucking insurance after that. That shit is wild. People don't know what to do.
A lot of times people get their first big chunk of money when, they've never had any kind of, substantial amount of money in their bank account. They might not even have a fucking bank account. And, people go crazy. They don't know what to do. So to answer your question, really, no, I didn't get my buffs off of fucking PPP loans. I got it because I have a great amount of money in the bank. And one day I said, you know what? I'm coming buffed up Primo on a bitch.
Yeah.
And I had to do it to him.
And they I don't think I could pull them off, but they work on you.
I love my buffs. The cool thing about buffs is because they're natural bone is over time, the heat exuding from your head molds the legs. So they fit my head like fucking perfectly.
I didn't even know that.
It's fascinating.
That's also like a Detroit thing, I feel.
Fuck yeah. That's damn near why I got him. Like, I'm such an up and coming prominent figure of the Detroit music scene that I'm like, why the fuck don't I have a pair of buffs? All my clients are buffed up than a bitch. You hear me?
You gotta have buffs in the studio.
I had to come buffs.
You're buff on buff. You can't. Yeah. You can't not have buffs.
They sick. I came buffs.
Are they? You got good eyesight?
No, I have contacts. I have terrible eyesight.
Oh, so they're not prescription.
No, I think Lando's the only person I've ever met with prescription buffs, and that shit's hard.
That shit is hard.
Your everyday glasses. That shit's hard. Do you know how much these buffs cost?
Yeah, I was
about to say, like, to have that be your everyday wear, like, that's kind of like a statement.
But you have 2.
Huh?
Don't you have 2?
No. Those pictures I just took Tron's buffs and put them on top of mine.
I thought you actually had 2, and I was like, I was about to be like talking about shitty purchases. You're getting 2 buffs.
Let me fuck off $7,000 on some glasses real quick. And I'm looking at maybe woods or some wires. I do want another pair of Cardis just to round out the collection a little bit.
So these are Versace, but I got them at Lens Crafters, which is the least cool place to get.
They're nice looking frames. They're solid. Yeah.
I had to get cool glasses. I was gonna wear fucking Ray-Bans.
Not Ray-Bans.
Not Ray. Ray-Ban fans are so mad right now. They're yelling at the camera.
And we don't hear them. No, we're coming big Versace, big Cartier on a bitch. I'm sorry, I can't even hear you.
We can see you, but we can't hear you.
That's right. Talk to him.
That's so stupid. If you have them, we should have made a video doing that.
I forgot my buffs. I left them at the crib.
Damn. Mm-hmm. Do you get so scared to lose them?
No.
Okay.
Because I'm not a fucking idiot. Like, no offense. I know a lot of people have lost glasses. I don't understand how it happens. I've never lost a wallet. I've never lost a pair of glasses. Like, how do you, especially the $3,500, I'm keeping a really close eye on them.
Yeah.
I know where they're at all times.
I've lost a couple wallets.
Yeah.
But you don't smoke weed. I do. Oh, wait, Danny does it. And you just smoke it at night.
Yeah, late at night.
You said you got high at one studio session or something?
Actually, a couple studio sessions I did get high in, but this last one I was working with my guy, Eastside Re-Up, and I think Baby Skip, and they were smoking. We had wrapped up the session. Or no, not even that. It was mid-session. I fucking pulled the blunt like twice. So I make a beat real quick. Re-Up does the song, and I'm so fucking blowed. I'm like paranoid of driving. Like, I can't get behind the wheel. I'm in the fucking blender. I'm going to jail. Everything's bad. So I ended up, I asked him, like, hey, can you just drop me off at the crib? I'm 8 minutes away. He's like, I can't help you with that one, bro. So I ended up calling a Lyft. I live 8 minutes away, bro.
You didn't just want to walk?
It's cold.
I feel you.
But 8 minutes in a car is, especially carrying my bag and all that with my computer and shit in it, that's damn near a, I don't know, 2.5, 3 mile walk. Fuck that. I'm fat and out of shape.
I feel you.
Yeah.
You're not fat. I'm fat and out of shape. You can't. And I probably work out more than you. That's
I don't work out at all.
I know, and I do. How fucked are genetics?
Actually, no, I do 12-ounce curls, usually with a Bud Light. You just do like probably 15 to 20 reps per can. You know what I mean? And just really strengthen up that whatever muscles.
I run. Is that wild?
Wow. Forrest Gump.
Exactly.
Jenny.
Excuse me. You're British just because you're British. Doesn't mean
You go to hell, sir. My squire. You cunt.
Where's Captain Jack Sparrow?
Oh my God. Where's the rum?
Any alcohol you can't drink?
Well, like literally? No, you can drink anything.
No, I mean you get like too fucked up off any alcohol.
I mean, I'm a tequila or cognac guy specifically, but I absolutely will not drink vodka. Vodka blacks me out very, very quick.
Oh yeah.
I avoid moonshine for every good reason. Grain alcohol. I pretty much just stick to tequila, Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some Remy if I'm feeling spicy.
I had some Henny last night.
That shit good.
It is good, but it's just like I know it's gonna be a night if I have it. You know, like it's like taking mushrooms. I have to like take a deep breath and be like, am I really doing this right now? And that's how I take my first shot of Henny.
You don't take the Henny. It takes you.
It does take you.
That hen dog's a bad motherfucker.
What do you think about it? Does that?
What do you mean?
Like, why the Henny is so different?
I don't know. The characteristics and the flavor, how smooth it gets after a couple shots. Like
after a couple of shots.
It's like
first
water.
one feels like getting prison raped in the mouth.
Wow. Wow. That's a really extreme parallel to draw. Says you're getting fucked in the shower. But sure. If that's your reputation of it.
That's what the first shot of Henny is.
Prison rape.
Prison rape.
Wow. I'm calling the cops.
The podcast over.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's that first shot though. You ain't lying. It's a bad motherfucker.
Yes. What? It's nothing less worse than that.
I'm gonna drink some Hennessy tonight. Fuck it.
I think he's just for that comment.
Yeah. I'm gonna revisit this in my head.
And you're gonna think about that every time you take the first shot.
I'm just gonna make sure I'm completely backed up to a wall. My back is not exposed.
He's just gonna be screaming.
Yeah.
He's crying in the shower.
I don't like this.
I like Bel Air.
Bel Air?
Yeah, it's like I'm sponsored by them.
Nice.
But no, I like.
Oh, it's like you're sponsored.
Yeah,
by
no,
them. You're not actually.
If I was, that would be wild.
Yeah, I mean that'd be cool. Free champagne.
What would be the coolest company to be sponsored?
Image Line, the makers of Fruity Loop Studio, which I used to make beats. I actually got their logo tatted big as fuck on my shoulder.
Really?
Yes, and I've reached out to them on all social media, email. I've called customer service. Like, I'm not looking for a sponsorship. Just send me a T-shirt. Just recognize me somehow. Throw me up on your Instagram, bro.
Have you posted the tattoo?
Huh?
Have you posted a picture?
Hell yeah! If you search Fruity Loop Studio tattoo on Google Images, I'm the first one that comes up.
Yeah, how many people have that? When did you get that?
3 years ago, I think.
All right, what was your first tattoo?
I got my mom's name behind my ear here, little memorial tattoo.
Oh, so your first one was a head tattoo?
Yeah, my guy advised against it too. He's like, it's your mom. I know it's important and all that, but maybe get on your chest, like by your heart. But like literally, the whole idea was like she's always on my mind, so that's why I had to get it on the skull behind the ear.
No, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Kind of poetic and whatnot.
Yeah. I feel bad about making the comment about the meatballs earlier.
Oh, it's fine. you had no prior knowledge.
I know. So that is correct. I was offered to get a head tattoo for my first tattoo, but I don't have any.
Yeah, not a great place to start as far as tattoos go, but
I mean, it works for you. Look at.
Yeah.
All right. Do you regret any of them?
No.
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, actually. I got my fucking my white ape.
Oh, that shit's crazy.
I know, right? This one year I was going so ape shit, and all my guys were throwing out the ape emojis and shit, and I'm like, you know what, bitch, I'm the white ape. Fuck it.
That shit is crazy.
Yep. That bitch hurt too.
I bet the shading on the detail.
Like that was my first like body tattoo. And I went into it thinking shit was sweet. Like, oh, no big deal. This is going to be like getting my forearm tattooed, which isn't that bad. Very mild. Yeah. I lay back and my guy's like, all right, you ready? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you sure, man? You want to smoke or something? I'm like, dude, just do the tattoo. And as soon as he started hitting me, oh, I'm always sober when I get my tattoos. Stone cold sober. Just because getting a tattoo will take the buzz out of you. For me, anyways. But he starts hitting me and my body starts jerking around and shit, like not out of pain necessarily, but out of like just weird like nerves and stuff. And it was really hard to stay still. And it did start to hurt really fucking bad. It was definitely one of my most painful tattoos.
What was the most painful?
The Master Ball on the hand. This bitch.
That's crazy. I actually never even... The detail on that's insane.
Well, my whole sleeve is Pokemon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The theme was I got one Pokemon of each elemental type, and the colors that they're done in are book matched to Nintendo's official Pokédex. Like I actually took a screenshot of that, and one by one I was getting them and showing my artists like, do it this color, this color, this color.
You love Pokemon?
Yes.
Have you ever used Pokemon in a beat? Like sampled any of the?
Yes.
Damn.
Fuck yeah.
What's your favorite game?
Wow.
Which one?
Are you talking like single games or game franchises?
No, say favorite Pokemon.
Oh, favorite Pokemon game?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a really good one. Got to be like Pokemon White, Black, because that in the evolution, I think it was the 5th or the 6th gen of the canon series. And they just introduced so many new systems and the huge fucking Pokédex and just different ways of playing the game. And the actual gameplay was very, very smooth. So I'd say that was like the pinnacle for me.
Yeah. People shit on this Pokemon game, but it was so influential to me because I had...
Don't say Pokemon Snap.
No. Imagine. No. I had the Pokemon XD Nintendo GameCube, and I fucked with that heavy.
I remember that game. That was
like the open world one.
Yeah, that was a good game.
That was like the first one that they did like 3D, I feel.
I think you might be right. I think you're definitely white, but you might be right.
I'm definitely white.
Caucasian.
Who's more Caucasian out of the two of us?
You. Easily.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
But I'm also British, so I'm like limey.
Yeah. I was I was about to tell us I'm teasing too much shit. Last night I was in the funniest situation in Chicago, just being the whitest person. And,
hey guys, good to meet you.
Legit,
name's Sam.
Legit, that is me. And that happens. Like my friends who watch the podcast say their favorite thing is like the first 10 minutes of an interview, someone being like, why the fuck am I doing this interview with this kid right now? Right. And then like 10 minutes in, they're like, all right, I kind of get it. And then they start fucking with me. But like whenever they break in an interview is like my friend's favorite thing.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of got the Nardwar thing going on outside of the extreme deep research into who you're talking to. Like you don't know freakish things about me in middle school and shit.
No,
but you give me that vibe.
I did stalk you. I just don't have any facts. That was a creepy laugh.
Thank you.
How was the head tattoo? How'd that hurt?
It was excruciating. I mean, I'm glad I got it done. You know what I mean? It means a lot to me. I feel like it's very unique, but yeah, it hurt a lot. The worst part about getting it though wasn't the pain. It was all I could hear for even hours after the tattoo was the drilling of the needle tapping my skull.
Like a hummingbird.
Like literally. Insane.
God damn.
Yeah, it was great.
Are you going to shave it down or are you going to have your hair grow out over it?
I've just been lazy. I need to get a haircut. I'm probably going to redo my hawk and cut it down to a 0 again, but it's a little cold out. So I'm like, I'm less inclined to get frequent haircuts.
Yeah.
I'm already skinny. I got that working against me, but to have bald sides of my head, that ain't it, Jack.
Are you a hat guy?
No.
Yeah, no, me neither. You said that you came into the Detroit scene opposite before we started.
In terms of my production, yeah. Like I was making I was very heavily influenced by like 808 Mafia, Lex Luger, guys along those lines back in the day when like trap music was really like the thing that's like all you heard on the radio. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was running with, was like the industry, Atlanta kind of sound. And it's funny, like over the years, like people would always, shop beats with me and be like, man, I love these beats, but do you got any city beats? And it was like corny to me. Like, no, I don't have any city beats. There's a million producers doing that. I'm not doing that. Yeah. And then one day I had a client who had bought a bunch of beats off me. We'd done a bunch of work before. He's like, I paid for a big feature. I need you to produce it. I'm like, okay. He throws $1,000 on my laptop. And I ask him, I'm like, who's the feature? He's like, don't worry about it, but I need Detroit beats. And I'm like, fuck, I don't do that, bro. He's like, you want the money? I'm like, okay. So I made 3 Detroit beats, my very first Detroit beats. About a week or 2 later, the video dropped and the feature was Peasy.
Oh shit.
And I heard Peasy on one of my fucking Detroit beats. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to keep doing this. That it made my fucking day. And I just haven't looked back since.
Damn. So that was that moment.
That was one of them. Yeah. I was already locked in terms of the work ethic, but to help me define the sound that was going to enable me to be successful in the Detroit market, you have to have a good Detroit sound. You should be versatile and have multiple bags, but you have to nail that sound, that Michigan sound, man.
What do you think made your Detroit sounds different? Because you had never done them? Because it was...
I don't know. Like I'd always listened to Detroit music. You know what I mean? I was well aware who Helva was and Michigan Meech and, all the big heavy hitters in the market. So I already had the sound in my head, but I just never I never wanted to do it. I just never delved into it. And then when I did, I'm just like, man, this is fun. So I don't know what separates me. Aside from the fact that I make 10 times as many beats as anyone in this fucking state. I'll stake my reputation on it.
No, honestly, the last time I was here and here, you're just you're like constantly working on a beat.
Yeah.
That's
if I'm not in sessions, I'm making beats.
You think that's what makes you stand out, is working harder than?
Yeah, I mean, hard work beats talent any old day of the week. But if you got both, deadly.
Yeah,
deadly.
So that's crazy. The Peasy thing was the first one.
Yeah, one of the first Detroit beats I ever made, Peasy was on. The other guy killed it too, but it was just like surreal. Like I've been listening to Peasy damn near my whole life, and to hear him rap on my shit.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
What were some other, what for you was like not the biggest, but what for you was the craziest,
GMAC Cash coronavirus went worldwide viral, sitting at like 4-point-something million streams on YouTube. I don't even know how many streams on the DSPs, but for me and him both, it was definitely a career-changing record. Because coronavirus was in the news and we were hearing about it, but there were no cases in the US yet. Mac did the song and he texted it to me. I was in fucking Miami. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dog, when are you dropping this? And he's so smart. He's like, I'm going to wait until they announce cases in the US. I'm going to shoot a video for it. Dropped it, exploded. I'm in Miami having the time of my life. My socials are going crazy. Fucking Chris Brown sharing our shit. Snoop Dogg sharing our shit. We're on the news. It was just insane.
That is insane.
That was my first million on a record. Definitely the biggest one ever. And just organic. Like GMAC, for those of you that don't know, like me and GMAC have been locked in for years. I think I've produced like all of his biggest songs. And he's been a big part of my career, like motivating me. Like, yeah, we can really organically, make our music and not have to be like, super gimmicky or super like anybody else.
Yeah.
We're just doing our own thing.
Yeah. When you made the beat, was it just another beat?
Yeah. I never make beats with intentions. I just make them.
And you just, maybe one will catch.
Yeah. I've learned not to overthink it.
How long after making that beat did he make the song or send it to you?
I want to say within the same week.
Oh, wow.
He works very fast. He's actually coming in today. I got a session with him today.
Oh, wow. And then how long after him calling you did you release the song and the video?
It was within a few days. Well, no, we released the audio and then the video the week after when it was still red fucking hot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you guys met, you said you had been working before. How did you guys meet? That's
so funny because GMAC Cash did a song called Snow. And it's so fucking funny. It's literally just a song about the snow and how he hates the snow. And I reached out to him on Instagram. I think he had like 20 or 30,000 followers, DM after DM. He wasn't seeing it. And then one day I found that he was on Facebook. So I friend requested him on Facebook and he accepted it. And one day he put up a status about, I wish something. And I commented on it, man, I wish you'd send me a fucking email to send some beats to. DMs me back, gives me email. I flooded him, sent 30, 40, 50 beats. Like, bro, we got to lock in. We got to lock in. And we've just been locked in ever since.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I got him over Facebook.
Facebook does that. That's some real shit.
He wasn't seeing me on Instagram. You hear me? But he saw me on Facebook.
Yeah. I don't need that's disclose, but no, I felt the Facebook's great. And then that's crazy. So right away, did you know you guys were gonna like
right away? I was excited to work with him because I just loved his music. I loved the comedic aspect of it. And you know, it was something different. He was a different type of artist to work with that had his own motion in the market that I felt like I could add to and really do something. And we did.
Yeah. And probably you're gonna continue to do.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Like, I don't know if you heard the songs that we did about the Lions winning games.
Oh yeah, I did that. My friend even sent that to me from the city.
I'll tell you what, the second one that we did, we were here doing the song about Jake Paul, about that fight he had, and the Lions game was on, and it was like the third quarter, and we were winning. And I look at GMAC, I'm like, I don't even remember if he said or I did, but we were just like, we need to make a song just in case the Lions win. And we did, and we dropped it 5 minutes after the game. And people were just like, how the fuck are you guys doing this? But literally just locked in the studio.
Yeah. The spontaneity of it.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what makes it work?
Yeah.
Just be like, whatever, always you got something ready.
Well, I think like in terms of just making music in general, like it's better not to overthink and overplan things because you want a good organic process. You know what I mean? Spontaneity. It's a great thing for music. You're capturing energy. Like people that, no offense to anyone's process, even though I flagrantly disagree with it, but if you spend fucking 2-3 weeks writing a song, rehearsing it, it's going to sound mechanical. It's going to sound robotic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why like guys like Tron, you know, how he just punches his bars in. He's not writing shit. That's all off the top.
Mm-hmm.
Even yesterday, he blew me away. Hour and a half, we did 3 songs. They're bangers. Off the top
and you
of his
can
head.
tell how like intelligent of a person he is for doing that because you can tell they're off the top, but his bars are crazy.
Yeah, he'd be saying some wild shit.
Some crazy shit. He even has a bar. He goes, "Mr. Like, run that shit back," and it's true because like I'll be like, "Damn, what did he just say after run that shit back?"
Literally,
like, yeah.
My boy talk crunchy.
Damn. So when was he work at the hip hop lab when you started working?
I mean, him and the Shitty Boys were signed to Lando. I think like a year, 2 years maybe prior to me being involved with the lab. So yes,
I'm excited for that new album, the trifecta, the new Shitty Boys album.
Man, shout out Stan and D, hardworking motherfuckers, talented motherfuckers, ugly as hell.
Shitty Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any tracks on that?
Maybe.
Do you know how many of your beats get used? Percentage wise.
I have no way to quantify that. Honestly, I make an average of 3,000 to 4,000 beats a year. I'm aware of maybe a couple hundred songs that I've produced, but you got to understand, I have clients in other states, other countries that purchase beats off of me, and that's their only part of the relationship. They might be dropping songs, putting them on albums or whatever, and we just don't have a close relationship like that. Our relationship is more transactional. Yeah. So I really have no way of quantifying that. Somewhere between 0 and 100%.
So you. So you just don't even know like what beats have been used.
I can't keep track of all of them.
Yeah.
I have hundreds of clients. It's impossible.
That is crazy. Mm-hmm. I didn't even, that's honestly mind blowing to me. Like it makes sense when you explain it to me, but like I wasn't even thinking about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wild.
That is wild. Is that why it's cool working in the city and being like
what?
You know, if you're working in the studio with someone, it's a different feel. Yeah. Cause like you're there, like, you can
contribute to the session. You can add energy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a great feeling.
So you don't know when, you just kind of find out like when a song is going to drop.
It's
like when it drops.
It's entirely dependent on my relationship with the artist. Yeah. Like my track on Rio's last album, Fiend Lives Matter, I knew it was on the album 2 months before the album dropped. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But other artists, it might just be a pleasant surprise.
Yeah. That album was great. And I loved your track.
Thank you.
How did that, was that just another beat you made or did you make that in studio with them?
That was such a fun song to create. So Rio and I want to say Peasy and Mike were recording with Danny in the next room over. I arrived at the studio a couple hours before my sessions to make beats. I pop in, hey guys, I get over here and get to work. So I was making the beat for Chill Side and Rio, like, I just hear, hey Primo. And I turn around and Rio's got his head just like poked in the door, like, who are you making that for? I'm like, you like this? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I'll let you know when it's done. We'll do the song. And it's just like that.
Damn, just like that off the top.
Yeah. But it was such a different vibe. Like he has all this dark, super high energy, like damn near violent beats that he raps on. So to hear him on the Chill Side beat, it was refreshing. Like I've been listening to that song at least a couple times a week since we did it, which was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, that album is just on repeat. I played, but that's one of my favorite tracks on it.
Mm-hmm. Danny's got the slappers on that bitch. So the first and the last, holy shit.
Fiend Friday is just
Danny lost his fucking mind on those beats, bro.
Would you ever start rapping like him?
Huh?
Would you ever start rapping like
I was rapping way before Danny. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, my biggest song, "I Fucked a Fat Bitch," is literally. This is not a joke. It's literally sitting
I'm mad I haven't seen it.
It's sitting at like 14K on YouTube. No real promotion. I was just having fun making my songs, telling my stories.
I fucked a fat bitch.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to check that out after
you will.
this.
It's great.
All right, where can people? Because I know we have to wrap up. Where can people find your like beats? Where can people find you?
You can't. I had a beat store. Motherfuckers was punching beats. I was getting charged back, so I took that shit down. You got to go through the man himself, aka it's Primo Beats, you little bitch. You got to go through me directly.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you want? Do you have anything else you want to promote?
That I want to promote. That people should really watch Game of Thrones to form an educated opinion, unlike Sam.
No, watch. I like. All right. What do you like more, Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul?
Breaking Bad. Easy.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, shit, my client's still not here. We damn near keep going.
I like Better Call Saul, I think.
I watched a couple episodes. It never really got me. I don't know.
You don't hear me freaking out like you did when I said I didn't like Game of Thrones.
I had an emotional attachment to Game of Thrones, bro.
You're like, that is my culture.
Mm-hmm. Those are my people. You cunts.
I come back and you just only are speaking in a British accent. Like Madonna.
Wanka.
Is that?
Wow. Yeah. I really got to get in tune with my culture.
Are you going to put more music out? Are you going to rap more? Are you going to fuck more fat bitches?
No, I had the one and done. I'm good.
I made a vow. That was one of my New Year's resolutions.
You gonna tap a fatty? Ride a water buffalo?
No more fucking fatties.
Man, this one ruined it. She couldn't even give head.
Oh, damn.
Scraping my shit up. You that good at eating? You that good at eating? You can't suck no dick?
That sucks. Was she like tall? Was she big? Or was
she was like maybe like up to here on me.
Okay.
But every bit of 250. She was built like a boulder.
Feel like a professional bowler.
Yeah.
That's more like, oh.
I actually had a bar in the song I was telling you about where I said, tell her I had to get on top. I ain't getting squished. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Would you guys ever rap together, you and Danny?
We talked about it. But for me, it's just like, it's a very moody thing. Like I got to really be in the mood to rap because I'm terrible. Like for one, I'm really, really bad at rapping, like just really bad. The production is holding me up entirely.
The production,
the beats. Yeah. The beats are holding me entirely.
What? Oh, the beats are. Yeah. Do you rap over your own stuff?
I only rap on my beats. Let me grab this right quick. What up, though?
What up, though? I'm hurt.
Okay, I'm about to let you in. Give me 2 minutes, okay?
Oh, yeah, do then.
All right.
Well, that's a perfect time to end this. Thank you so much, man. This was dope.
It's Primo Beats, you little bitch.
Fuck off, fatties.